Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to talk about training the gait pattern. What are you talking about? I'll tell you. So, if anyone has been in the gym for any period of time, you'll know or you'll hear the term core training because we all know that core training will help you in anything else, or you should know. But we have a tendency to skip it unless we have an injury that we need to rehab. Oh, my back's hurt, or the front of my back is hurt from my abs, or if we want abs. But your core is more than just your abs. It's basically anything from, I would say, your armpit, like your lats are involved, down to your back, including your glutes. So we, in a valiant effort to train it, will get down and start doing a bunch of crunches. That's fine, but that's not the way we train it in the first place. And you may say, well, what do you mean the first place? Because you don't see kids doing crunches. It's actually hilarious. I have two, and the hardest thing for them to do is bring their head forward when they're lying down. But the way we trained in the first place was using original strength. And I've talked about this before. It's all the movements we did from baby to toddler to sprinting kid that helped us get to that point. So head nods, breathing is another one, rolling on the ground, rocking. What did I say? Breathing, nod, rolling, rocking, and then finally the gait pattern, which is the last thing they do. If you don't know what gait means, it's basically how you walk, and it should be opposite arm, opposite leg. So if your walking doesn't look good, if you just go to a mall and you watch people, some people are doing this, or even if they are walking, they're kind of not using their arms, they're kind of swinging from their elbows. There is a way to rehab that back to factory settings. And I'm going to give you a few examples. Taking it from crawling baby or crawling you to sprinting if you want it, if you are interested in that and are able to. I think most people can, even as you get into old age, but it's going to take some work. So I wrote a much more detailed article on this if you want to check that out. There are 4 things you can do to rehab it. Okay, one is a general reset. I just listed out the movements, but am I in the shot? Here we go. Breathing, nodding, make sure your posture is good. There you go. Rolling on the ground, rocking, and then finally, forearm, foreleg, which would be crawling. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself there, but crawling is there. If you need to rehab the crawl, you can do a dead bug or a bird dog or a speed skater. Okay, so you want the front of you to be strong enough to support you in the crawl. The dead bug can help that. Same with the bird dog. All right, if you're not familiar, let me do both, but you want to make sure my head and tailbone are going to be off the ground. Whoop. You can even just hold that. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Same thing with the bird dog. Opposite arm, opposite leg. And then once that feels good, opposite arm, opposite leg. Now this may seem silly, but I guarantee you, I've been doing these off and on for a while. Even the baby crawl, you set a timer for 10 minutes and you just say no music. And you try to crawl for 10 minutes nonstop, it'll be eye-opening, all right? Now that's all the ground stuff. The ultimate, or I should say, the 2 gait pattern things we do when we stand up are either walking and traditionally just sprinting. Jogging is kind of a relatively new thing for humans because we either had to go long distances or we had to run and hunt something down. I'm probably not going to be able to see my head here, but if you want to rehab that, just think of sprint drills. And then if you actually want to get into sprinting, you want to take it easy. But anyway, so as far as being on your own 2 feet, yep, there goes my head. You can do cross crawl. You can at least see my legs and see what I'm doing. All right, this actually ties the hemispheres of your brain together. And then we can go into straight up marching. skipping, going faster, and then sprint. I'm not going to sprint through my garage door. And then when you want to get into sprinting, once you're feeling nice and good from that extensive warm up, take your time when you go out there on your street. 50%. Okay. I think kind of along the lines of lifting. Again, if it's been a while, if you haven't sprinted since you were in high school, you don't really know what 100% is, right? Your body hasn't warmed up to that. And then two, if you try to go 100%, you're going to hurt some. So give your body some time and some grace. Remember, it took you I'm going to say, probably 3 to 4 years it takes a kid to be able to finally run full speed. You know, when you finally see a kid run full speed and it looks like they're finally able to run on the track team, it doesn't really happen when they're 2, okay? I got 2 myself. My 5-year-old, he's sprinting well. My 2-year-old tries to keep up, but it doesn't really look like a full-on sprint yet. So take your time. I mean, you could spend weeks on 50%, go up to what feels like 60, 70%. Honestly, if you're going out there and sprinting at 80% speed, you're doing pretty good. So all that to say, there are ways to rehab your body to at least make the walk look good. Because if you're trying to do sprinting, your walking doesn't look good, I don't know what's going to happen. If you're trying to do anything else and things don't look as good as they used to, your walk doesn't look as strong and sturdy, there are ways to get it back, and that's how you do it. Okay? So take your time with that. You can do, not the sprinting, you can do any of the other stuff I showed you as much as you want. Because when you were a little baby, you did that a lot. And that's what trained your center to be able to earn the right to go out there and sprint and play. Okay? So try that out if you're feeling battered and bruised. I like doing that on off days, since you can do that a lot. You can just rejuvenate your body with it. Okay? It should feel good. Give that a shot. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, newsletter, all that good stuff. See you in the next video.